entitled entourage.
ACT, did you see this?
Look, if it ain't official Dana J, Prima Donna News, I don't even want to see it. Just take the phone.
And correct me if I'm wrong, that you have never held anybody against their will.
I don't need to. Why would I?
Well,
How stupid would it be for R. Kelly, with all I've been through in my way past, to hold somebody, let alone 4, 5, 6, 50, you said. How stupid would I be to do that?
I didn't say you were
That's
holding...
stupid, guys.
I didn't...
Is this camera on me?
Yes, it's on.
That's stupid. Use your common sense.
Now, it's very obvious the things that R. Kelly spoke on that was ignored by mainstream media, as certain stories were given more spotlight than others. The major emphasis is there's real women out here missing, and regardless of how people feel it's connected to R. Kelly or the people that surrounded him, it doesn't change the fact that we watched ample investigations allegedly uncover certain information that never mentioned certain people such as Mia. Now, some of us have heard this name before because we've been on some of the YouTube platforms that claim to be here advocating for these R. Kelly victims. However, they didn't give everybody the same attention that they gave others as they built these platforms in order to make Robert Kelly, in my opinion, appear guilty and miss the obvious red flags I pointed out from using platforms such as MySpace and Facebook to solicit these girls. But does that change the fact these people acting on their own accord should be held accountable? Now, in following this R. Kelly case, you would notice some of these stories that were inconsistent that played out in trial, the media does not want to speak on. Just like when it comes to this girl, Mia, who was reported missing by her mother and then ends up in the grasp of this Team Truth. Again, supposed to be here advocating for victims. But what happens when these people who ran to these so-called advocates start to recognize some things that signal red flags, such as people being involved in what she alleges was the grooming of her daughter when she was a minor, only for her to enroll in college and allegedly fall under the influence of questionable people? What happens when this same person watches the news and recognizes individuals that allegedly helped with coercing her daughter that have been affiliated with R. Kelly, but does not change the fact that we clearly have not been exposed to this person, Mia, as a victim? So why didn't prosecutors and the government waste so many resources in order to entitle these surviving R. Kelly participants and overlook other stories that didn't make public? Why is certain people get to pick which stories make news when as a whole we see so many black women coming up missing, and clearly Robert Kelly being in jail, being allegedly broke, has nothing to do with, considering this young lady Mia is still missing and no one can provide this mother any answers after all of these so-called investigations, immunity deals, and other side deals to these janky-ass individuals we've seen monopolizing these platforms for years, now trying to ban content that exposes all of the corruption within the case that I've challenged from day one. Now, I've dropped some more receipts in my Patreon for those interested in this story. As we see, the media didn't cover it. The people claiming to help this lady find her daughter were more entertained by their obsession bringing R. Kelly down that they don't realize, as I have pointed out, some of these people around R. Kelly did things on their own accord. But that doesn't mean that R. Kelly should be sitting in jail while all of these other individuals are yet to be held accountable. Now, just my opinion, it should be blatantly obvious why they don't want certain stories to hit mainstream or the general public, considering some people have been connected to these stories that would have given you the same red flags I pointed out once I recognized certain witnesses from the '08 trial claiming to be advocating for this man, plotting on power of attorney, and all of this janky shit hindering this man's due process being plastered over these platforms as they try to censor information that I provide and let you go research, considering these people came out telling you they're cooperating and helping the government, then turn around and do all this stuff to implicate Robert Kelly, and nobody turns back around and say, well, if all of these accusations are true, these people were giving the platform by these networks, and the general public is so triggered by these stories that nobody stops, pauses, and recognizes, well, if R. Kelly is holding these hostages still to this day, has been incarcerated all these years, all these recognizable faces keep coming on these platforms triggering other stories, it should be no brainer why I said the government was supposed to prove all of their accusations instead of passing out immunity deals like hotcakes. But that's going to be another topic of discussion when people start to really conversate on what this R. Kelly appeal means for some of these janky ass people who were so anxious to get on these platforms with bullshit.
I don't care what's going on. I'm going to promote my small business. Even if I'm not getting any likes, I'm going to be on here promoting my small business. One day this little hustle going to turn into my biggest blessing.
Something good